it's Lizzie and welcome back to my channel. It's Christmas time. Can you tell? I've decorated my little bedroom office area as well as my dining room area where I also do a little bit of filming. So I'm just feeling it. I'm so happy. This is the time of year where I thrive. But anyway, we have to go back in time because we're talking about November, not December. But still, it's festive. It's one of the Burr months, which is always amazing. So much is going on. But before we dive in, make sure that you let me know down in the comments how your November went, what you were reading, if you read anything really good or really bad. I want to know how your writing went, if you did NaNoWriMo or something akin to that, like how your word count and like give me the whole journey, give me the whole 411, the whole story, short story long, so that way we can chat and I feel like, you know, we're like face to face hanging out, having a little drink and a little kiki. I have to stay hydrated because I had 2 shots of espresso this morning and that mixed with my like withdrawals from my current medication, I am like floating in outer space right now. So that was a questionable decision, but we're gonna move on and let's just dive right in. Let's talk about some writing. In November, I got with some friends and we went on an amazing writer retreat. For the past few years, we've gotten a beautiful Victorian style house outside of, it's like 30 minutes outside of Columbus, and we all just get together and we write and hang out, and it's just so nice to get together with my friends at least once a year and just be friends in real life with them. We all had different goals for the retreat, and one of the girls, Wallis, she made us all little workbooks to make sure that we were keeping with our goals and had reflection papers and just had things to like help us really visualize what we were trying to obtain and be able to hit our goals for the week. And it was just so sweet and so cute. We had a lot of great food, a lot of good drinks, drank a lot of coffee, did a lot of shopping, and then on the last day I took a couple of the girls who were flying out a little bit later to Cincinnati because there was a Books by the Banks conference, which is just like a big book festival basically. One of the authors I got to meet was Mary Robinette Kowal, who's one of the Writing Excuses podcasts, like the podcast Brandon Sanderson started. She's one of the co-hosts and I was so excited she was gonna be there. I've been wanting this book for a while. Anyway, this is like a 1930s noir book but like set in space, and I'm pretty sure the main character is disabled and she uses like a special needs service dog. Love that. Can't wait to read this. But she gave me a sticker when I told her that I loved Writing Excuses and like it helped me like get a book deal and all this stuff, and I was like showing her the glass, which I was like, you did this. And then maybe the best part of the retreat was I got to take the girlies to Skyline Chili, which is an Ohio classic. If you don't like it, I don't want to hear it. Gold Star folks, leave, unsubscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Skyline Chili is an Ohio classic where we have like this strange cinnamon flavored chili and we put it on top of like spaghetti, potatoes, nachos, hot dogs, like whatever, and you just eat it and it's full of so much delicious saturated fat and it's just carbs and it's amazing. So I got to take the girls there and treat them to my childhood basically. I'm really sad though because the Airbnb we normally get is actually going up for sale. Unless I get like a book deal for $500,000 and can buy the house. I don't think we'll be going back, which is really sad, but it just means that we have opportunities to explore other towns and other cities and other states, maybe even other countries in the future for our writing retreats. So I'm trying not to be too sad about it, but yeah. Now let's go project by project and I will tell you all of the things that I got done. So first of all, let's talk about A Bit of Bones. This is my middle grade horror coming out with Scholastic sometime next fall. It's about a boy who has too many bones and his mother who's like has a cult following. She's a creepy doll maker and she's gone missing and presumed dead, and then my main character gets a plea for help from her so she's not dead, and he goes on an adventure to, not an adventure, but it's a horror book, so he's like going to try to save his mom, but like creepy stuff is happening. There may be a figure known as the button-eyed man that's also on his tail. I totally got these glasses like forever ago. They're so dusty. Yeah, you can tell I got them forever ago. Yes, they are from Coraline, but this is a symbol of like the cult in the book. They wear like little button-eyed glasses. Very excited to have that find. But the copy edits are done, which is so great. That was my goal for the retreat and I was able to finish those, send it off. These were really simple copy edits, which is so nice. Sometimes they can be very difficult to get through, but I was able to get them done working about an hour per day for 1 week. I also have seen the latest iteration of the cover situation. It is about 90% done from what I understand. We're still just kind of playing with font stuff and font placement, but it's creepy. It is a creepy cover. Definitely totally different vibes from The Glass Witch and the Odds. We're not doing cutesy spooky. We are doing straight horror, and I think the more brave children that can handle reading such books are really gonna like it. I think it's really gonna draw them in. All right, and then next let's talk about Project Pyro. This is my YA social horror thriller. I got revisions from my agent in October, and I started those revisions in November. I did stop though at a point where I thought that the thing that needed to be done was a full reread of Project Pyro, because some of the things, it's just like I need to see where they would best fit in, and because I've got some behind the scenes things going on, I think I'm gonna push that reread for like the first week or so of January and just like finish those revisions really early on in January and then send them back to her. Didn't make a ton of progress, but we at least have a plan, which is good. So hopefully it shouldn't take too long, and my hope is that when I do finish it and send it back to her, then we just do like a quick little tidy up line edit, and then like hopefully we can go on sub. That'd be so cool. I'm just getting really excited to expand into YA and adult. Like I love middle grade. I think I'll always write in middle grade, but I do want to dip my toes into other waters, and I think starting with this book is a great stepping stone kind of thing, because it's like, this is a social horror thriller, so, and the two things that I would like to write in YA are either horrors or thrillers, so this just kind of like covers all my bases, you know what I mean? I could go either way. It's the Wild West in publishing, it's the Wild West in submission, so we'll see how it goes, but I feel really good about this project. And either way, like no matter what happens, I'm proud of it. It's the book I want to write. It's the book, it's the story I wanted to tell. It's fun for me when I get to reread it. Like every time I reread this book, when I do another round of revisions, I'm just like, no, this is what I want. It burrows in my chest, the way that it makes me excited, the way that I feel about books that I get really passionate about. So I really like it. So regardless of what happens, I'm happy with it. Now let's talk about When the Sea Came for Us. This is going to be my adult rewrite of a YA book that I wrote way back in 2017. I started this channel with it. It died in the query trenches, and then randomly I got a wild hair up my butt and was like, what if I just like rewrote this as a romantasy just for like a gag? And then it actually turned into something. So this is going really well. Right now I've got the entire book outlined, like ready to draft. I've gotten feedback from critique partners and my agent on the first 3 chapters, like how we feel about it. I've had my agent look over the full spoilery synopsis of the first book to like catch anything that maybe needs fixing before I wrote it, and I've gotten feedback on all of this and cleaned it up and made it a thing. So it is 100% ready to draft. The thing that I have been working on right now though is building up the overarching plot of the series, because I do see this as a series, and like what the machinations of the gods are. Because my idea was that I want all of the humans thinking that they're using the gods and their powers to manipulate and get the, you know, their ends met, but really the humans are playing checkers and the gods are playing chess, you know what I mean? Like that's the goal. So I had a wonderful brainstorming session on the writing retreat with my friends. They call it a spaghetti session because it's like you just throw ideas at the wall and whatever sticks. And it was so fun to do a brainstorming session with such a large group, because so many people had different ideas, and it just kind of like spiraled, and there were so many times where like I just got full body chills when things would snap together, and it was so exciting. And I had such a good experience doing that I actually opened it up to my patrons, and I was like, hey guys, would you want to do like a live show brainstorming session where we just like brainstorm When the Sea Came for Us, like the whole series? And they were into it, so that was so fun. I chose a topic for the session, which was the religion of the humans in this world, and then the lovely Katie Ann made me a spinning wheel so we could randomly choose which concept of religion world building we were going to explore, and then we took like a 40-minute sprint and just brainstormed the heck out of it, and then we chose another one and did it all over again. It was so fun. And we may or may not have figured out the final twist for the final book, like the overarching thing that's happened on a live show on my Patreon. I was like in awe. I was in awe. You guys had so many great ideas. That was so fun. So if this book ever gets written and then picked up by a publisher, and then the rest of the series is picked up, and then I get to write the whole series, and then they come out, you know, 2 years after you write them. So like 10 years from now, we might see all of this brainstorming that I did with my girlies and boilies come to fruition. Anyway, I'm in love with doing this. I feel like I want to start doing this more often, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do one maybe towards the end of this month too. Maybe after Christmas, when like everyone's really chill and festivities have died down. I might do another brainstorming sesh with the patrons. So if you want to join, links down below. Before I switch over to some life stuff, I did want to take a minute though and talk about today's sponsor, which is Reedsy, and tell you about their learning membership. Reedsy Learning is a go-to hub for educational resources tailored for writers. From premium writing courses and weekly masterclasses to conferences with industry leaders, they help writers in every stage develop their craft, understand the publishing process, and achieve their goals. With the learning membership, you get the 2 premium online writing courses, How to Write a Novel and How to Plan a Novel, both of which I've actually taken in the past, reviewed, and enjoyed. You also get weekly live masterclasses hosted by editors, book coaches, and other authors. And they host 6 online conferences per year where they invite industry's top professionals to talk about topics ranging from writing to editing to getting published. You can of course buy tickets for the masterclasses or the events separately, but if you get them through the learning membership, it's discounted and bundled all together. I just attended the online How to Get a Publishing Deal conference and it was phenomenal. Out of all the conferences and little chats with agents and editors that I paid for over the years, especially while querying, this is definitely my favorite that I've ever attended. So you can attend the conference, take any of the classes you want, attend the master classes, all for $249 a year. I'll have a link down below if this sounds interesting to you. Definitely check it out, and thank you Reedsy for sponsoring this video. Okay, now let's dive into some reading and some life stuff. So I read 8 books in the month of November and I only DNF'd 2, which is really good. This definitely was like a Brandon Sanderson reading month for me though. One of my goals this year was to reread the Stormlight Archives up to where I am and then just like finish the first arc of it, which is 5 books, but these books are massive. They're like 1,000 pages each. So in reality, I feel like it says I read 8 books, but it really should say like 13 or 14 or something with the heft that each of these individual books are. And then I read all of the novellas in between and it was a lot. I did decide to take a break before I finish out the arc and read the 5th book. I might push that off till later in December or maybe January. We'll see. Life-wise, let's see. I finished some coloring pages. I did this one while we were on our little writing retreat. I wanted to try my hand at making like a rusty car situation. I saw someone online doing this and I was like, oh, I want to try my hand at that. So I did. I also kind of challenged myself with the color scheme. Like I was only letting myself use 5 different colors for this, so that was a fun little challenge. One other thing that I got back into this month was my Myrtle workbooks. I don't know if any of you do these, but I really enjoy them. There's like a little overarching story going into the book, but it's definitely not something you sit down and read. It is definitely more of like a puzzle book. Each one of these puzzles starts out with a little story. You get a list of suspects, a list of rooms. It's like Clue. You get the suspect, the room, and the weapon. A list of clues and evidence and statements, and then you can use this table to help you, through process of elimination, solve who, what, when, where, and why. I picked this up a couple of years ago and I just did a few of the puzzles, and then last month, yeah, I really just got back into it. I picked it up originally because like I want to keep the brain elasticity elastic, you know what I mean? A lot of folks in my family have been suffering from a lot of memory illnesses later in life, and I want to try to prevent that as much as possible. So doing things to keep the old bean sharp, great. And I'm having a wonderful time. And as a Capricorn, I'm such a completionist, so I'm going puzzle by puzzle, page by page, and I have now completed 40 puzzles in a row. And I think I'm gonna make a goal for myself next year that I want to finish this whole book. I love having a finished workbook, like a finished coloring book, a finished like puzzle book, like ooh, nothing more satisfying. And while we're talking about favorite things, let me talk about some goodies. So my favorite candies of the year come in season. It is these Lindt Lindor white peppermint little truffles. These are incredible. After Halloween, these come to the grocery store and me and my husband buy like 4 of these to last us all of winter. I'm not saying that this is like the highest quality chocolate. It's definitely not, but it is higher quality than like maybe gas station chocolate. And the way that this melts in your mouth, the way that the peppermint makes it feel cold while it somehow melts in your mouth is just, oh, so good. Another favorite of mine recently has been making dirty sodas. I'll show you a clip of my current favorite combo, but this just tastes like Christmas in a cup because of the cinnamon and the Coke and then the creaminess. Oh, and then the nutty like praline, like it's so good. One thing I started watching this month was the Mighty Nine on Prime Video. And this show is actually so good. The Critical Role YouTube channel also had another one of their games, their D&D games that they played previously turned into a TV show. It is nowhere near as good as this Mighty Nine one, and that is because the episodes for the Mighty Nine are twice as long and they actually like build up the character and they spend time with him in the beginning, like making you care before like all of the plot stuff hits the fan. It's just basically like better writing. I have my husband watching this with me because he can't watch the campaigns because it's just too long and you've got to picture everything in your head because it's just people telling a story out loud, you know, in like 3-hour episodes. So I get why it's not for everyone, but he was really excited that they were making an animated TV show. So he's been watching and he really likes it. And it's so fun seeing him get invested and like have all these questions like, what does this mean? Like, oh, I like this person or blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know, I hold all the cards, I know all the secrets. So I'm like, other than that, this month has been a little off, to be honest. My pain days were higher than normal. I know it is because I am currently weaning off some medication. I think I talked about this in my last wrap up, but I am in a much better pain place than I was years ago. I kind of just feel like, okay, like I feel better. Let's see if I still need the anxiety medication. So I talked to my doctor and we've been slowly weaning off. He did warn me it's not the funnest process to wean off an SSRI, but we're going to take it really slow and you're going to feel some withdrawal symptoms. So most of November has been in the weaning stages. After a cut, I was really spacey, very brain foggy, very fatigued, and a little dizzy, which was not the best. But I'm happy to report that all of my symptoms have been just physical, like normal withdrawal symptoms, not anything anxiety related. So my head, my anxiety, she's hanging in there. She's a queen right now. But yeah, given that my body is adjusting to the amount of serotonin inside of me, it makes sense that, you know, when you go through withdrawal, a common symptom of withdrawal is like headaches and inflammation. And when you already have a propensity for migraines and inflammation and all of this stuff, it just made it so that this month I had a lot more pain in my body, but I've been able to get through it. I've been hanging in there. I've been able to stay positive through it because I know it's just temporary, and then I'm gonna be off of it and I'll see how I do. And if I can be one of those girlies who can like raw dog life without anxiety medicine, I'll be really happy. And if I can't and things start getting bad again, I'll pop back on, you know? But I just don't want to be on medication that maybe I don't need. So I think it was a good thing to kind of try this. Again, trying under my doctor's care. This is not advice for you and your situations and what you need to do. I'm just fully telling my story. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm fully off of them now. I am in a withdrawal week, which I think I'm doing a good job of masking in. Hopefully with some magical editing, you won't be seeing my like 10-minute brain stare off into the distance. Yeah, things are looking up. Anyway, but yeah, that was me. That was my life. It was a great November filled with so much community. I feel like November, especially in the writing community, is just like such a great time to be making friends and talking to people because we've all got a goal, right? And we're all trying to hit it, whether it's like 50K or finishing out a goal by the end of the year. Like it's a great place to be. Make sure you let me know how your November went. If you're interested in checking out Reezy, I've got the link down below. I also have the Patreon link down below if you want to help me brainstorm my book towards the end of the month. I think is when I'm going to schedule another sesh. You can always get access to any of the previous sessions as well. So if you're wanting that, you can see that. Links to the Glass Witch and the Aunts are also down below, so you can buy those for Christmas. Give them as gifts. Gonna need like spooky little gals in your life. Anyway, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching though. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.